Happy December, everyone. We manage and we are live again with the Off the Ledger episode. This time about something that was not that much known about us or not that much promoted from our side. Was one of the surprises at the summit, as you already know from the title, so it's not spoiling a surprise. We're going to talk about the Interledger cards. I do have my co-host today with me too, Alex Lakatos, our CTO, and myself, Fiona Kieran, an engineer manager here at Interledger Foundation. The two guests aside the host today are those that are to be blamed for these cards and this topic and making us work more in December to record this or live stream this. But we are more than happy to have them, and big thank you to Timea and Tadej, both of them acting as engineer managers and Interledger Foundation. But we are going to find out a bit more. Timea, what's your role here? What you like to prefer? I think a question that I wanted to ask you is how do you manage to handle so many little projects or like different projects? But I think first we need to cover what are the projects that you take care of, right?
Yeah, let's see what are the projects. Well, I am an engineering manager, and I started out with one project, which was testnet or test network, as we like to call it now. And we started from zero, from scratch, to build up a test wallet and a test e-commerce, which is our boutique. And from these projects evolved other ideas of Interledger Pay, and then doing some integrations at client side, and helping out managing some web extension tools and all sorts of smaller things here and there. But the main thing I am doing is the test network.
I feel like Timea is a Swiss Army knife. Whenever I have a brain fart in the middle of the night and I go, I think we should do this. Sadly, Timea ends up stewarding it from idea to execution. And for that, I am forever grateful for Timea.
More times than not, yes. I don't know if I'm looking forward to Alex saying, let's go for a coffee or not.
Yeah, it's like say no.
I always buy the coffee.
Yes,
Speaking of coffee, I am in the US today and I'm having Dunkin' coffee. I have to say, Dunkin' makes crappy donuts, but good coffee, decent coffee.
Oh, okay. But that's huge, though. Again, European being surprised. I was about to say, where's our coffee when you bring the coffee, but it's already late here in Europe. As you can see on all are with the lights on and everything, try to be this. But yeah, I think, Timea, you should stop replying to Alex sometimes. And when you see him calling in Slack, something is like, I'm done. Next year, book me next year. Or have an entry, a form request for him, like to have time to consider an answer.
I think you need an engineering request form, Timea. Just the idea of having to fill out the form will make me not want to do it.
Maybe, but in all honesty, until now, I've managed to handle all of the interesting ideas that Alex had, and they were all challenging but very fulfilling. So I still am not at that point that say, Alex, I had enough. Don't bother me anymore. I don't need any more coffee. I'm switching to tea.
That's true. And I think, like you said, you're always also open to try the new projects to see most of the time they are not that big or not that time-wise big to cover and to not to make you unable to juggle all the projects you have. So that's still good. And Tadej, how about you? Because you literally broke our template with 2 roles over there.
What? Sorry, what template? What template did I broke?
The of the ledger template, the image that we have for the episodes was 2 lines of work statuses or work titles.
Oh, I mean, also Timea broke it a little bit, right? Because she's engineering manager and a front-end engineer at ILF. So, yeah.
This is just to make me feel bad that I need to put and community something. I feel bad. I'm only an engineer manager. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know how it goes now because of the Christmas spirit and stuff like that, right? It's like how Santa Claus say what he's doing, like bringing gifts And then on LinkedIn, there is like 100 lines of saying what he actually does, right? Riding the reindeers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Are you monitoring my conversation? I literally got that meme today. Why do you know about it?
You should know Tade, on top of being an engineering manager, he started as DevOps at Interledger, and he probably still has access to absolutely every system we have, Joanna. I would play very nice with Tade. And this is maybe this is a good time to look into your browsing history and clean it up a bit. But I would be very careful around Tade.
No, you don't need to clear your browsing history. I already did that before we came into the.
He did it for us, yes. I have a clean profile.
Yeah. So basically, I started 1 month ago as an engineering manager at ILF, and also as a head of engineering at GitHub. So this was like a joint venture between the ILF and the GitHub, and it was quite a challenge to do this. Like if I say now that 2 days before the summit, cards didn't work. At the summit, they were working. I think that Alex got so many gray hairs.
I don't know how to say this, but Timea, Tade, Dragos, Radu, and Benny, I left the office at around 11 p.m. and they were still going strong. I left the office at around 11, going to sleep. They were still going strong. It's a miracle. It's a miracle we didn't get kicked out of our hotel, because Tade was trying to bribe the hotel staff to give him a POS so he could test out cards. I managed to get Tade a POS, and I think I've got maybe 40, 50 euros worth of test money in my account because of it. I feel like the fact that it worked, it started working, or it was fixed, maybe fixed, Friday night at 11 p.m. I think, and the cards went live to every other human at the summit at Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So just in time delivery got a whole new meaning for this project.
Yeah. I mean, we were also like, we didn't have cards in production like 1 week before the summit, and at the airport in Zurich, we were in a launch working with other team, like with our card processor, to test everything so they can push us to production, and then we did like first online payment and stuff like that. So it was touch and go at some moments, but we managed to pull it off successfully, I may say.
I agree, and there's no need to give important.
That they managed to push it live, and I want to say none of them were threatened to be left behind in South Africa. I can't really say that with a straight face. There might have been mentions of a dungeon. I feel like so far the only other engineer that's been incentivized with a dungeon has been Max before, but now we need a bigger dungeon.
I mean, there was always something at the summit, right? Last year it was that I needed to sleep at the pool, right? This year was dungeon. But yeah.
Alex, did you think that maybe that's why Radu did not get the visa earlier, because he was trying not to be there, just to say, no.
Don't question the methods when they work. As questionable as the method sounds, incentivizing people, you have a carrot and a stick. Everybody that works on the card project started out with the stick. They had the carrot in the middle, and then they had the stick at the end as well. But there were mixed incentives to get this over the line for everyone at the summit,
True.
and I am very I won't even question it very much. It worked. We had cards in 6 weeks. Everybody was super happy with it. It made an impact on stage. When the recording comes out, hopefully you'll be able to hear the round of applause that the cards got to the summit. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, true. And the most important thing from this session is to know that my number is 021 when you have a card to send money. That's also half of the talks at the summit were about sharing. We'll see. I'm not going to spoil the whole talk. But we mentioned this, like, who came up with the idea of cards? Let's start from the beginning. I saw some eyes rolling there today. You're regretting it already.
No, I'm not regretting it, but there was like weaponization work week in Ljubljana at GateHub. So GateHub hosted the weaponization work week this year in July, right? And I talked with Sabina. She's our engineering manager. She was here on the first episode of the Ledger, and I spoke to her and I said, what if we put payment point on a card? Because GateHub partnered with one Slovenian company that are principal Mastercard member, and I was like, we can do this. And she was like, okay. And she pushed me, well, you have Alex there in the office, talk with him. So me and Alex went on a conference call outside of the GateHub office, and we talked, and yeah, I mean, ideas were like thrown at each other's, and then Alex just said, okay, let's do it. We need to do it until the summit. I was a little bit nervous.
So here's the funny part about that. We were at the conference call outside the office, and I said, okay, let's do it. But we had no approvals in place. Nothing. I was like, yes, we'll do this. And that was in the morning. In the same evening, I went out to dinner with this company that Tadej is talking about, the fine people at Paywiser. We went to dinner with a bunch of their team, and I was there, and I was like, so, by the way, I know we're all friends here and we just met, but how would you feel about letting us do this in 6 weeks? How would this feel for you? Technically, back then we had more than 6 weeks. But I was like, how would you feel about letting us do that? And they were like, oh, well. And I was like, well, we kind of started on it. Your only option is to say yes. And that's how cards happened. The Eastern European way. The European way. We figured out a way, and then we asked for. We figured out a way to do it, and then we asked for permission a bit later.
I'm not sure if Slovenian today consider Eastern European, but he will definitely went our the Eastern Europe spell for sure.
I mean, I'd say at this point he's a honorary Romanian. Tadej, do you wanna show people what Romanian you know? Not anything Radu taught you, by the way. Not anything Radu taught you. That's just the PG-13 version.
Not anything Benny taught you.
Then I can't say anything except mulțumesc.
Perfect. That's a good sign.
Thank you. For our international audience, that actually means thank you.
Thank you. He went safe, and he said welcome. It's good. You could have a conversation with yourself. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I had one conversation with somebody. So I was driving on a highway, and I went down to pump a gas in my car, and I saw one Romanian car there. It was in the middle of a road, and I was like, "Oh, nu parcați!" And that guy said something like "Domne ajută," and I just went.
So really, he's now exploring his vocabulary with nu parcați being one of the signs not parking, do not park, that you mostly see while you travel in Romania, in Cluj-Napoca for the work weeks. And Domne ajută is like, God bless you, but we use it way more informal, not religious way. Like be blessed or hope luck is with you. All of these versions to say, but yeah, that's mean. Good, I'm impressed here. We should do one of the episodes on easy Romanian to learn during work weeks. But I wanted to go first because you said this was very informal discussion. At that point, did you thought that will be so much of work or effort or these months of work, not 3 weeks of work? Were you understanding the complexity, or it was more like, let's see what we can do? And after it was like, oh shit, it was not that easy as I thought.
I mean, we knew that there would be a lot of things to do. So normally in this space, it's the easiest way is to do like technical implementation, and the hard thing to do is basically compliance thing, right? But also the technical implementation was quite a lot to do that. Also because we also created I left here. Integrated with GateHub, so we changed the ledger from Rapid. We switched to the GateHub. So it was a lot of long nights, especially in October. I don't think that we knew basically what we are doing, so we figured it out down the line. But it was much more than I thought it would be. I don't know what.
In this situation, it was really hard to figure out how much time and effort was required because there's so many moving pieces when you do a card integration. So you have GateHub, who's the card manager, the program manager for cards. You've got Paywiser, who's the card issuer at MasterCard. Then you've got Dinit, who's the card processor. And then you've got Interledger, who's the interface for all of us. And all four things had to work together. When one of them breaks or when one of them is not ready, it throws everything off. So, and you also had very interesting things in there, which was the Austria Cards, which was the card printer, which we never thought was going to be a problem.
Let's not talk about this. Let's not talk about this.
I think we should talk about the printing snafu. I do think we should talk about the printing snafu down the line because that is funny and tragic at the same time. So on the cards, you have a dollar sign because that is the shorthand notation.
Should I show it or not yet? Should I show it or not yet?
You can show it. Yeah. So you've got $ilp.dev in there, right? Oh, everybody's with the cards. Well, I have mine with me, but you've got that sign in there, right? And we got that's a whole new level with a heart in the middle. But so you've got the dollar in there, and everybody assured me that you can put $1 on a card and we're gonna be fine, right? And I think I had Tadeo on speed dial for like 2 days in a row, where he was like, problem, no, more problems. He was like, how much do you care about this? What are we doing here? And that's because turns out the card printer can't put anything on a card except the dollar sign because they use the dollar as a delimiter in CSV. Nobody saw that coming. And then we figured out that's the least of our problems because the cards might not be printed in time anyway, so we might not have any cards. But I feel like all in all, you only had to take one trip to Vienna, right? Not 2 trips to Vienna. 2 trips to Vienna. So while we work in a global remote world, physically, Tade had to drive twice to Vienna for the cards to make it happen. And we had to. Do you have the test card with you, Tade?
No.
No, you don't. That's technically because you defaced the card and we're not allowed to deface cards. That never happened. But if you have a card, then you look very careful at the font on Interledger and the font on the payment pointer. You'll see a slight difference in there, and that's because technically the cards were printed twice. We couldn't make it happen in a single print run of this, so we had to print it twice. But that is the least of our problems. Because we never factored that in. That was a given. Like everything else we worried about. We worried about the processor not working. We worried about the issuer falling down. We worried about GateHub not building all the APIs in time, but we've never worried about the card printing process. We thought that was going to be the easy part, and that wasn't the easy part.
So there is also one other thing, right? So packaging, right? So also for the packaging, it was custom packaging between. So it's like this, right? So this also needed to be custom made. And I got this. I got the shipment of this. When was it? 1 day before we went to the airport for South Africa. So it was also the packaging was also a touch and go. It was quite a lot of moving.
Does anyone still have packaging? The packaging from the card?
I mean,
do you want to show the packaging?
That's he just showed it. Yeah.
And we were packaging at the very last minute before the summit.
We had an assembly line. Yeah, we had an assembly line. I think
with gloves and all.
I was about to say that would be a really good photo to share, like how we were having the white gloves and touching the cards. Very, very cute.
Yeah.
Very demure.
It was a team effort. Like the whole of ILF was in one of the meeting rooms, packing and assembling cards for everyone, wearing white gloves. That Tade flew in from Slovenia to make sure the cards were pristine.
But in this discussion of cards, because we see, I mean, everyone in the audience, and if you saw me moving around, it's just I checked and say hi to everyone in the live streams. Do add questions if you have. As you can read, we are very excited about it. We were very, very passionate of making it work till the end. But do we feel like, is this cards a must in the field? Is this the only way you can move forward, or was a nice way for us to showcase the power of Interledger?
I think for me the idea for cards, and when Tade told me the idea, it was an instant, we will do this and we'll figure out how to do it later. It's because if you think of Interledger, you move money on Interledger very easily. That's the whole idea. You move it from one payment pointer to the other in a second. But then once you have the money in an account to the payment pointer, you still have to see it in the physical world somehow. You still have to be able to buy a coffee with it. And that's something that's been like as part of building Interledger, it's something we always think about. Like you will move money from point A to point B super fast, but then you have to bring it out in the physical world because Interledger is all digital. And bringing it out into the physical world, it's either right now it's a payment instrument that's accepted at the POS. And rather than developing our own payment instrument, it made more sense to supercharge another payment instrument. So that if you have a card, you have a virtual card number or a long card number on it. You have a microchip that you can go put in a POS and pay. But now you've also got your payment pointer attached to it. Same account, multiple ways of paying, multiple payment networks associated with the same payment instrument. And I think that was the moment where we went, you could get your money on weaponization and go buy a coffee 5 minutes later. That was the aha moment. When we decided we were going to do cards. And if you've been at the summit, you've seen Radu tipping me live on stage. What you didn't see was 5 minutes later after he went off stage, we went with Tade at the coffee shop in the convenience center, and I got Radu coffee basically with his own money, and that's one of the things that's been something that we wanted to do with Interledger for a really long time, and the opportunity to do that, especially in time for the summit, a place where we all gather together and we celebrate Interledger was something that had to happen. That's why it was so categorical. We'll do it and we'll figure out how later.
That's cool. That's good. By the way, I have a request for the platform where we track the transactions. I want to have the countries there. I'm going for a challenge to have the card with the most countries covered by Interledger card payments. Just saying.
I think I might be ahead of you. I mean, of you.
You're not, because we do not display that yet.
We do not, but
you already finished it. I know you are, because just for context, Alec did have like a round the world trip, business trips after the summit, and I didn't. But I was hoping that he forgets to pay with the cards, because he has others. It
is my main card right now. I pay everything with that card. And Tade can attest to this because I think he gets random videos every now and again when the card fails to work at some exotic POS that we haven't thought about. So, for example, I was in Korea last week.
South Korea, to be mentioned.
South Korea, yeah. I was in South Korea last week, and we were meeting with a bunch of local manufacturers and local companies. And you know me, if you know me, you will know I have an addiction to boba, bubble tea, ever since I moved to Singapore. So I was there and I think I had bubble tea every day. And the first time I tried to buy bubble tea with the card, they have a different POS system there where there's no keypad associated with the POS. You plug in your card and it doesn't ask you for a PIN, it asks you for a signature. And the cards didn't work because the cards are chip activated. And I was like, well, Tade, I can't buy my bubble tea. And then Tade worked on a fix and I had to go buy bubble tea testing every single day after that. But
this is the fun working with products that you both use. I love. This is the fun. I have to buy a bubble tea to test the card.
No, like I feel like we do believe in dog fooding around here. We will be the first users of the product. We will try and improve the user experience, not only for everyone else, but for ourselves as well. I think that's one of the reasons Timea keeps having huddles with me. I keep asking her for a coffee. Is I use it and I go, Timea, I've thought about some things, or this isn't working out for me, and I think we could do better here. Can we change this? Can we add the other thing? And that's one of the reasons why testing out our own products helps it make them better for everyone else.
But not just testing, also using, right? Because like, why would we think that people would be using our product if we are not using the product? Like products, so why would other people use it if we are not using? That's like a nonsense. But I think that, yeah, Alex, you have you spend the most euros with the card, but I have in terms of count of transactions, I have the most.
Yeah,
Yes,
but no, I use it.
I have POS here, so I can do 10 cents every time. 10 cents.
God damn it! God damn
No,
it!
I
This
have
is
real
not
world.
fair.
I have real world usage, and I feel like I've evolved it into now that is my main wallet. I think I've paid a bunch of people for various different things on the Interledger wallet. I think Timea, Benny, Radu, and Huijing have all gotten money for me for random things on the Interledger wallet, and it's now instead of I used to do this on Revolut before with the team, and I think me and Timea bullied Radu for a while to get Revolut just so we could send them money. But it really shows you the problems of cross-border payments today. Right? We couldn't pay one of our team members for random things like buying a coffee for us or stuff like that. So we bullied him into joining some sort of cross-border payment solution. Now that we have the Interledger wallet, it's so easy to send him money on Interledger.
True. Just so you know, it's the moment 021 is my address. If you have too much money left, so just saying. But this is why people don't say your challenges out, because Alex will take it in when it's in your hand. Now I can go and pay all in Germany, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Yes, it's fine. So we gave it out at the summit. And how did you feel like people reacted about it? What were the first impressions? You were literally handing them out. I think both of you, yes, Time and today, both of you were handling the cards.
Yeah, you go, Timea.
It was very interesting because a lot of people signed up in a newsletter that they received for a surprise. So they didn't really know what they are signing up for, and they came to pick up their surprise. And when they saw what it's about, and they were they were really surprised, and they didn't know what they can do with it. Why is this here? What are our thoughts about it? And they got also like an instruction manual printed out so they can actually test it out. And we did say that there would be a talk about this from that day at the summit, but definitely this is something we are looking forward to in the future as well, to make it even better and surprise other people. But right now the first batch was given out at the summit, and a lot of people who didn't sign up for the surprise were quite sad about it, because
I was thinking to add that I stayed during the launches. I went to replace the and had it so they get the chance to go any too. And people were like, "Oh, but I want 2 cards." I was like, "You're not on the list. You didn't register for it." But I want. It was like, I forgot it. And people are like, "Oh, I get too much emails for sure. I missed it out. But how can I?" I was like, "I'm sorry. I fully understand that you might have missed it."
Here's the reason why we actually had to do that, because we didn't do that to be special or whatever. We did that for compliance reasons. So we had a bunch of people signing up for the summit early on, very early on. The summit registration, I think, went up in March, right? We figured out we could do cards in July, maybe, and then we started working on them. And we needed the people that wanted the card to specifically let us share their email address with GitHub so that we could onboard them on the platform. And with the terms of service of our ticketing system for the summit, we couldn't share out email addresses. So that's the reason why not everybody at the summit got the card, not because we wanted to gatekeep, but because for compliance reasons, we couldn't share a simple thing as the email address for people with a third party, right? So we had to ask people to sign up, and in the sign up process, in the sign up for the surprise, right, in the registration for the surprise, it said very big and bold in there that for us to be able to provide you with the surprise, you have to accept us sharing your email address, your information with GitHub. And some people, like, you know how it goes. You send out an email. I think we sent out maybe half a dozen emails to people. We really wanted everybody to see the email. Some people still didn't see that email. And some people it was vague enough that we couldn't really share what the surprise was going to be, because we weren't very certain when we sent out those emails that we're going to have cards printed. Like when we sent out that email, it wasn't really certain that we're going to deliver in time, and we want to overcommit. better make it a surprise and a very pleasant surprise.
It was not granted, yes.
But also, like when you order a new card from your bank, right? You will not get it immediately, right? You still need to open an account and all stuff, and then it will get shipped to you. So we need to know who will get a card, and we need to order the card, and then we flew the cards from Slovenia to Cape Town. Yeah. And there is also, like, I have here a bag of undelivered cards, basically. So these people do not pick up the cards. So I have them here in case someone will contact.
Reuse this?
Sorry?
Can we reuse them, or they are blocked with the names that order them?
They already have names. Yeah.
So some people already reached out to me and said they want their cards delivered. I think if you're seeing this live stream, you're reaching out to the wrong person. I will forget 100%. The best person to reach out to is Tade and Timea. Or in dire need, you could also email Erica. But I am the worst person. If you really want your card, I am the worst person to ask you.
Exactly.
To ask me about it.
Try to reach Timea today. Worst case scenario, reach me. And no case scenario, reach Alex, probably.
Yeah, that's an accurate description.
And if somebody reaches Fiona, just remember her payment pointer is alp.dev/021.
Yes, thank you. It's a text. It's a tough lot out there.
Yeah,
it's a text with emails to me. Because you mentioned compliance and everything. This a good point in our discussion to mention the complicated KYC process, or least complicated in this case.
Oh, KYC, yes. That's the biggest feedback we had from the people using the cards, and Interledger Wallet, Interledger Test Wallet is the KYC. Well,
I think it's also good to explain what KYC stands for.
Know your customer. Know your customer. Yeah. So this is like a standard protocol, KYC, that's being used everywhere by anyone doing cards, doing wallets, doing anything. So we are not doing anything special. This KYC on the cards, it's standard registration, standard checks.
Mandated by the financial regulator. Yeah. And while we would like to see a world where this process is a bit lighter and doesn't require that much information, it's really out of our control. Interledger is a regulated payments network. If you need some sort of financial license to join the network, a bank license, an electronic money institutional license, a money servicing business license, crypto asset provider license, something that is regulated so you can peer with a different instance. And that means everything that's being built on the Interledger network right now is regulated. KYC, AML, and a bunch. AML stands for anti-money laundering. So a bunch of regulations we have to follow, but the banks have to do the same. The only thing is, you probably don't remember what you did to open a bank account 10 years ago. But you did something similar when you opened up the bank account.
Yeah, and also with the application, especially like we mentioned, we are not sponsored, so we don't sponsor, we don't endorse, but N26 Revolut or in US different Wemo, they will require IDs and and the photo. And I was logged out of one of these apps, and I took a screenshot with my face, and I was staying there moving. I was like, we don't recognize your face. I was like, well, I don't have any other to use. And I went to talk with a person, and they were like, oh, write the date on the paper. I was like, it was very awkward. It was like, can you lift so I can see your both hands so we can check that you're human? I was like, and it was my account, and I was like, oh. So yeah, it's definitely something that everyone asks for, and it's nothing for us.
I mean,
I think we'll go ahead.
So, but it's also a little bit different, right? So we are in Europe, so there is like a different regulation than there is, like, let's say, in maybe Brazil, Peru, South Africa, Egypt, Japan, and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I think that probably all of the countries have the AML/CTF, meaning anti-money laundering and counterfeiting the financing of the system. That's like normal stuff. Probably you need to provide in US, probably social security number. In Europe, that would be TIN, or your VAT ID if you're a business and stuff like that. So these are like some normal things. But I can say that also this has been implemented in the test wallet of the Interledger, right? So
Yes.
we had discussion today at GitHub that we will make it a little bit easier for a test wallets. A little bit easier.
Sandbox.
But we will have a
Much
testnet.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We are keeping track with the trends. For those that don't know, this is the new heart
Heart.
sign. This is all this by God. This is, yes. A shout out to Sabine if you're watching this. We were gonna have a testnet episode, right, Timea? Soon.
You tell me.
But do you want to mention how we handling there now, just to reassure people a bit?
It's basically the same flow as it is on Interledger Cards, but the only thing that needs to be like real data is the email and the phone number. And when it's required to give a photo of your document, you can just draw something on a blank paper, hold it up. And liveness check, of course, you have to move your head. But other than that, anything else can be fake data. And this will be then reduced to as minimal as possible, as soon as possible. So Sandbox, Test Wallet, KYC will be shorter and quicker to do.
Yeah, and just so people understand, testnet it's a testing environment, so that's why we can not fake data, but we can use shortcuts to less real users' data.
Yeah, it's play money, so it's play money, play
And
data.
the purpose for the test wallet and the test network is to be able to test out Interledger functionality. KYC is not part of Interledger. KYC is part of the financial regulation and the industry. So getting to as fast as possible to the Interledger part is a deliberate user experience choice that we're making so that people can focus on the thing that this was intended for, to test out Interledger, not to test out KYC solutions.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should go to demo, but before that, we did have 2 questions added in the form beforehand. One also now in our comments. I guess is the most important one. How can someone get an Interledger card right now?
Oh, it's very simple. It's very simple.
Wait, are we doing the official answer, or are we doing the real answer?
So for those that are still in question how this how official and formal these of the ledgers are, this is how we decide stuff, and it's live. Go ahead.
It's very simple. Currently, you cannot. So the cards were.
Alex is not happy with that.
Actually, you can if you go menacingly sit on Tadej's shoulder, you can make some magic happen. Everything is possible in this world with the proper incentive. But today, Tadej's right. We are actually working on allowing people to order cards for themselves. But that is something that we're doing in 2025. Right now, today, if you missed the boat at the summit, well, if you didn't order one for the summit, you can get one today. If you did order yours for the summit and you didn't pick it up, email tade@interledger.org and Tade will go to the post office and ship it to you.
And I will also sign it if you want.
Autographed cards.
No, but also like this card was, for me, it was like a piece of memorabilia for the summit where we like introduced Interledger.
Yes,
like
exactly.
In 10 years, I will be able to say it. I was there. I had my card. I lost my card, but.
What was your number, Tade? So what happens with the money that you had? Can you say?
No, I still have my number. I just cannot spend it with my card. I can send it to Alex. I can send it to you, Joanna. I can send it to Timea. 021. Yeah, I am 007.
So here's something that to see Alex in action. Here's how things happen around here. I think I've talked to Timea and Tadej about this. I don't think I remember tell Joanna about this. Actually, no, I know I didn't tell Joanna. Joanna was on holiday, and so I didn't want to bother Joanna on holiday, and it's taken me this long to remember this. So I was talking to Timea and Tadej that the cards expire in March, sometimes in March. So that is something that probably we should have. I mean, everybody that got a card knows that they're expiring in March.
Yeah,
they're expiring in March, and that's intentional. And that's why we're not letting anyone order new cards right now. We need to extend the availability of cards. But we realized that we need to ship out new cards around March to the people who have expired cards. And while we're at it, Joanna should definitely order some very nice acrylic plaques as part of our community effort to send out with a new card. So if you have a card from the summit, you could put it in an acrylic frame and actually keep it as a piece of memorabilia. You know how those baseball cards, how these baseball cards get encrusted in plastic? You could do that with the card. And by the way, Joanna, you should find a way to order some of those things, brand them Interledger, and send them out to people. No pressure. It happens in March, so you've probably got like 2-3 weeks.
Also, why not get more work in live so people know that I have more stuff to do. Thank you.
I actually told Joanna that Alex is preparing something when the cards expire, so be prepared. I actually told you.
Yes, thank you.
I was there. I was there. Yes.
Okay, I'll keep mind of that. Thanks. You're also saving now, Alex, but it's fine. It's fine. You know.
I don't know what I will put in, but yeah, I have my.
We print out just a plastic with a nut with the functionality, you know, like basic plastic. The second question that we got was related to Open Payments SDK. And while we will have an episode on Open Payments next year, for sure, in first quarter, I think, I did chat briefly with Timea before. Maybe we should just tackle it was how one can contribute to development of Open Payments SDKs.
Yeah, the short answer here is that all of our repositories are public. GitHub, so anyone can contribute. And if you want to contribute to Open Payments SDK, the best way to do that is to get in touch, for example, with me, and I can let you know what SDKs are being worked on, so you don't start working on something that's already being worked on. And if you have a good idea of doing another SDK, Open Payments SDK, then me or Tadej or someone can guide you with that. Yeah. So just get in touch.
Yeah, we also have, it's a good, we'll share the link after, it's a bit longer. There's like one, we have an open Slack for community where you can reach us there and ask questions and can share easy links for that. Yeah. Okay, are we ready for the demo?
Well, I think you had one more question. You had one more question from Chiara, Joanna.
Where? I missed it. Sorry, go ahead.
So the question from Chiara was, what is Interledger's role in this project? How does ILP technology help facilitate this card? Which is a very good question.
Yeah, it is a good question, and you already answered this question, right? Because if we look at it, like we have like two worlds. Like we have like digital world, and we have like traditional banking, like in cards and stuff like that. And we put both of these worlds basically on this card, right? So as Alex mentioned, imagine you are earning money through the web monetization, completely through the ILP, through the ILP, and then you are spending that money next minute in your favorite coffee shop. I don't know, you're buying new boots, whatever you want. But basically,
Tante, do you wanna tell people what your first purchase on the cards were? What was your first ILP purchase in the real world was?
Oh, I have multiple cards because I tested a lot of cards, so I have multiple first purchases. One of the first purchases was also this weekend. My first purchase with an Interledger card were diapers. Diapers is the first purchase.
At 1 a.m. in South Africa, Tadej bought diapers in Slovenia. Because he needed to test out the cards, and Tadej has a new baby at home, and he figured out something practical. Yeah, something practical he could do. The only thing is he might have forgotten to go pick up the diapers for a while.
Actually, they did a reversal of that transaction. Because they pinged me on my email, hey, you didn't pick up the diapers. I was like, okay, it's fine, I will not answer, I will go and pick them up. And then before I came back to Slovenia, they reversed the transaction. I was like, oh, free money, okay, fine.
Well, technically that was a 2-for-1 special testing, because you tested not only a transaction but also a refund.
The reversal, yeah.
And let's mention the second practical thing you bought with the cards, of course, champagne to celebrate the achievement.
Yeah, but not one. But not one. Champagne.
Not one champagne, yeah, multiple.
That needed more testing. Sadly, none of the champagne made it to me. But I think some of the champagne made it to Brianna in the process. But I have a picture. I have a picture with the first instance of testing, where is Tadej next to a POS, a very confused waiter standing next to Tadej with the POS, and then everybody filming this from 3 different angles of the first live transaction of a card, and the waiter has a champagne in his hands. It's a very confused picture. You had to be there to understand what was happening.
No, but can you imagine the poor waiter saying like, "Oh my God, these people never saw cards before"?
No, he was very polite. We told him what we wanted to do, and we also tipped him a lot. So I don't know, one thing costed like 200 zars, right, or rents, right, rents. Yeah, okay, and we tipped him like twice the amount of the item that we bought, basically, and he was happy. We were happy. We tested the chip. So first we tested the chip to activate the chip, and then we were like, okay, now we need to test the NFC, right? So let's do another round. And then we went on a boat ride to celebrate this thing, and I was paying with this card like all the time, and yeah. It was nice time when it started working. Everybody was like really relieved, and we were like, okay, now we can go to sleep.
So, some of the testing was nice, but I remember some of the testing wasn't exactly nice, potentially dangerous and questionable. In the middle of the night, 3 engineers were walking down the street with an open laptop in South Africa, trying to find an ATM so they could take out money from the ATM while watching the logs in real time. Not exactly the smartest thing that happened at the summit, walking around with an open laptop looking for an ATM in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and also like we at that time we didn't have the POS that Alex gave us, so we also went to the bar across the street, and we were like, can we get one Coke? And there was me and 3 other guys with a laptop, and you can just imagine that black screen with the white text going up and down. And I was like, no, I don't need a Coke. Just bill me. I will just pay you. Don't give me the Coke. I want just to pay the Coke so I can. He was like, wait, are you ordering a Coke? Like, yeah, but
crazy or not?
I just want to pay for a Coke. I don't want to drink Coke. I have it for free. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Good testing scenarios. Yes, you probably didn't scare him at all. Yeah.
No, I mean,
it's a very good story of what happens when you're trying to break the digital world with the physical world. So when we test out Interledger, we test it behind a computer screen at our desks, and it works out well. When you have to break into the physical world and you have to interact with so many different things, there was literally a lot of running around to make this work. I feel like now we are better set up. If we had to do this again, we are better prepared for the testing part. Tadej has POSs now and chips and cards and everything needed in his office. But for us, it was a lot of field testing to get this out into the hands of people.
I mean, the biggest thing is because we didn't have the POS. So how to test physical payments, right? And in a hotel, as Alex mentioned, at 3 a.m., I went to the reception and I was like, can you sell me something? I don't care what, just sell me something. He was like, I cannot sell you anything. I was like, sell me that pen. I don't care. I will buy it. He was like, no, I cannot sell you that pen. Can I tip you? No, you cannot tip me. You need to wait until the bar opens in the morning. I was like, that's in 2 hours. Yeah, it was 4 a.m. And we're like, okay, we cannot do anything now. Let's go to sleep for these 2 hours, and then we'll go back to the bar, to the restaurant to test if everything is working. And it worked.
Yeah. I mean, everything is good when we finally made it and it worked. And it's also, we have funny stories around.
I mean,
show us today. Show us the POS.
Yeah, so the POS is like this. So I have multiple of them. I have just 2 here. So one is like the big one, the
Ooh, yeah. The full function.
Yeah, that one is not configured yet. And I have here one that I bought for this how do you call it? Cyber Monday, right? From Revolut, and it's linked to my account. So now we are not sending.
What are you selling? What are you selling?
Nothing. I'm just like testing cards basically. I just go into my app. I don't know, enter like 10 cents or something like that, and just to activate the chip and to see that transactions are going through.
That's why my payment stopped. That's why
your payment stopped. Yeah, I mean, but they still has your POS, so maybe he can test something. But yeah, your payment stopped because of that.
We did have someone in the comments saying RIP 007, and yes, unfortunately for the card.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a virtual card, right? So I can.
I like how does not motivate you, consolate yourself that you still have it, and you're the one mentioning the memorabilia, but you're the one missing it physically. That's it.
Well, if you're me, like
you have done open one.
And also, I can show this because the first cards that GateHub created were actually Interledger cards, right? But now just on Thursday we got also the GateHub cards, like the blue. So yeah.
I will not have to collect all. It's like some people with untested OCD like me will want. Okay, fine.
It's like Pokemon.
Fine.
It's like Pokemon one. I
exactly.
got to catch them all.
Oh my god, no, I can't. This is my wallet. I can't have more cards.
Like this.
He's having a full fan.
You might have a problem.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, these are. I mean, these are all of mine, true, but they are like mostly like I have here like one with payment pointer 128 and 325. These were all testing cards at the summit. They are like terminated. But yeah, some of them are like normal cards and they are working.
Okay, let's start demoing. Till you start sharing the screen. I don't know if Timea or Tadej does it. We do have a question on LinkedIn about interning at Interledger from ICPE. We don't have internship roles, but we are an open source foundation, so everything we do is transparent and open source, so you can contribute to that. If you need more paperwork and stuff to be a real internship at this moment in time, we do not have it, but join our Slack and we can see what we can. Yeah.
We work with education institutions all over the world. We work with the University of Cape Town on the Financial Innovation Hub. We work with the Bowie State University, and we have new education institutions joining our next gen grant stream. If you are part one of those educational institutions, you can have an internship through them on Interledger related projects. They manage the internships. We do not manage the internship program. You could reach out to them. I think some of them are open to external students interning through them as well. If you want us to work on internships, let us know, and probably it's going to be Ioana's job to mentor interns further down the line. I feel like Ioana, since she joined, she has this very, very appreciated habit of finding more work for herself. She has a lot of ideas, and I don't think I've ever said no to one of her ideas because they're great ideas. I think she recently stopped having ideas, but that hasn't stopped us. Whenever there's a new idea,
I tried
to dump it on Ioana. So Ioana had indeed stopped coming up with new work for herself, but she got us so used to it, and now we are coming up with new work for Ioana.
So when Timea was like, Alex, write to Timea, have several copies. Like, oh, Alex, how about it? He was like, oh, let's do it. I was like, okay. So each time I open my mouth, I get more work. Not smart.
Ioana, maybe you can think
for
the next summit.
So
Ioana, maybe you can think for the next summit instead of cards to have a bracelet with NFC. Maybe.
Let's see the demo. Let's see the demo. I really want to see the demo.
Okay, let me share a screen. So, can you confirm that you see my screen?
It's loading right now.
Yeah, tell me when it will load.
This takes a bit of time. We do see the loading points, so hopefully.
Okay. Let's try again.
There.
choose screen to share, and it's not showing any screen. And I tested this before I joined.
It always breaks in production.
Yeah, it is. Here it's loading something. Screen 1. That's the screen 1.
I did get a notification that your recording failed, so I guess.
And now this podcast app stopped responding for me.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. But you can see my screen, right?
No.
No, we see a black. Yeah, we see a black screen with 3 purple dots loading. Oh, someone said, "Doamne ajută demo." He didn't ajută much.
Okay, let me restart this app, and I will join in a sec.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's see how that works.
Turn it off and on again.
Exactly. But it was also fine because
while Tadej isn't here, I highly doubt he's gonna watch the live stream. I was working with Tadej for the cards project.
He's back.
That was fast.
Let's go on a coffee, Alex, and we will talk.
No, now I have echo so much better. Just a sec.
Yeah, he tested it. We trust.
In the meantime,
welcome to working with Tadej 101.
Yeah, it's true. It's fine. Timea, start preparing a backup. Let's do a backup.
Let me try to share my screen. Let me know if you see something.
We did instantly.
Yes, we do.
Hello, Timea. No.
On the first one.
Yes. In 1 second it worked. But also Tadej right now is frozen for me, I think. Because I don't see. Yeah, he is also dropping. Maybe when he joins, Timea, he can walk you through if he wants to add something more to what you already will show.
He wanted to do some POS transaction and everything. So what I want to show is basically what you also can see on the test wallet. But here on the Interledger cards, what we do have is the euro account. So the cards work in euro right now, currently. And you have this lovely little card icon so that you know that your euro account is linked to your card. Currently, I have only 4 euros. And I have this menu card, which will show you your card, which is basically the same thing that I showed you physically in the live stream a while ago. And it's the same, like mine is 031. And what can you do here is basically freeze your card, then unfreeze your card. And I just received 5 euros. I hope you can see this. Some lovely little angel somewhere sent me 5 euros.
Thank you. That was Tadej. I was on my way to do the same. I wasn't going to be as generous as Tadej. I saw your balance.
Same.
Okay, let me send you mine.
You can still do the same.
But now I have to be more generous. Now I have to be more generous than Tadej. If he sent you 5, it's live.
And it's really quick. So basically, yeah, I'm 031. Tell me when you send it. So let's see when I receive it.
So I am hitting review payment right now.
Okay.
And it shows me terms. You should get $4.95. I've hit send right now. And that's it. I hit send.
You hit send.
So this is it will take 30 seconds for that type, right?
Yes, because I did send. I did
send
money.
It's not even. It's 10 seconds or less.
So the difference between what Tadej and I did is, can you open the send tab? So what I did versus what Tadej did, you see a little toggle in there that says send or receive. Tadej hit receive, so that I received 5 euros and Tadej paid the fees. Because I am cheap, I am very cheap, I hit send, where I sent 5 euros and Timea received $4.95. So she paid the fee, and because she paid the fee, the app waits for about 30 seconds to make sure that I'm not sending more money to Timea.
But you know that I sent more money to Timea than you did, right?
Yes, you did.
In the end.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So yeah, what we do have here is the card, which you can freeze, unfreeze. You can see your details, which I will not show you right now, but it does ask you for
you could show us your PIN. You could show us your PIN.
No,
I will not. But I can it asks you for authentication. So it asks you for your password. So it's secure. I will not enter my password.
So this is one of those features that we were at the table at the summit. We were at the table in a conference room at the summit, working on this feature, and then last minute we had this genius idea to add password, and then somebody had to build it in time for the summit. I'm very happy that we got to build it in, and we're more secure now.
Thank you, Radu.
And when you do freeze your card, you will have the option to terminate it as well. So make it invalid for payments. And yeah, so while we are doing this, I do want to mention the wonderful engineers that contributed to this, with Radu, Bogdan, Dragos, Benny, who did all of the development, back and front end, and also 2 engineers who encouraged us and just took up the other stuff that we couldn't do, which is Adi and Arpi. So thank you for all of the engineers who worked on this, because yeah, it was a team effort for sure, and together with GitHub. Let's not forget that.
With Mate and Little Anne. Mate and Little Anne.
Yes.
And also there was the other guy Tomasz that you didn't get to know, but yeah, he also did a lot on the card feature. Yeah.
What I can see here in transactions is the two transactions that I just received. This is Tadej and this is Alex. So you will see all of the transactions coming in and outgoing, of course, as well.
Who did you pay earlier today? The guys to say nice things about you? See what you're doing there.
That probably looks like coffee. That looks like coffee.
€1 coffee,
Yeah.
come on.
I did buy a lot of coffee with this. Tadej, do you want to try again your share screen?
Let's do. But if I will be kicked out, Alex, just to know, I was able to hear everything, even though the app was closed. I was able to hear you. Just so you know.
I was counting on this.
Oh,
okay,
great.
let's do screen 1 and.
Oh, it works.
Now it works, apparently.
Yeah, instantly.
Okay, so this is my card. Let's go here. So this is my let's say temporary card 068. So I can, like I mentioned, I can freeze it. I can unfreeze it and then terminate also here if I want, but we'll not do that. I can show you my card pin because it's very hard to guess it.
I mean, after you know your password,
if you can remember your password.
Yeah, I can.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and after 10 seconds, the dialog will automatically close because we don't want for this screen to be a long time on your screen, right? And then you can also see card details, but let's wait with card details a little bit more. So let's do one transaction. So the first one, let's show how you can send money on Interledger, right? So if I can say here, let's send money to Joanna because she's such a good host, right?
Finally.
Let's do here. Let's be like a little bit more generous, and let's do here receive, and let's do 10.
I feel like everybody on stage at the summit was using 000 as the payment pointer, which is my account. I think this is the first time. No. This is the first time Joanna's account got used for demo. Let Joanna be happy. Finally, her account is used for demo purposes.
Alex, if you would be there for my talk at the summit, you would see that I sent money to Joanna.
Oh.
Yeah. And thanks to the audience who raised the bar even. Woo! It was really a very interactive thing. But
yeah, so,
thanks.
So disclaimer, Alex was not there because he had his own session. So yeah.
I was having a session about Codius. Yeah. Codius 2 floors up, and I'm sorry to say I've missed it. It wasn't live streamed, so people missed it on the live stream as well, but it is recorded. After we've sanitized some of the things we weren't allowed to show on the stage, everybody will get to see it on YouTube.
I think a good TLDR, too long didn't listen read, is that it was containing around 50 times. It's fine. It's fine. Exactly. Yeah. So you did it as much as. Just press the send button already. I'm waiting here the money. Oh my
I just
God,
wanted
it's
to
such
say
a pressure.
that you can see here that I will pay the fee, and here your name is also at like at 10 euros. But I will decline this transaction. No, just kidding. I will send this transaction. So money was sent, okay, and this is basically it. I send you the money. But what other things we can do with this is also, Alex mentioned previously, web monetization, right? So if we go to the Google Chrome, so I have some internal preview of web monetization extension, and I'm abusing one web page from our developer Radu. So he this is his web page that's web monetized, and he inserted my payment pointer there so that I'm getting all of the money. The website.
I was like, it's right there. Why?
Let's do again.
So for those who don't know, that's green now. That's the web monetization extension, which is in closed beta testing right now, but opening it soon. If you want to have access, write me and only me.
Yeah, so this is his web pages, web monetized. It goes to my payment pointer 068, and it goes from 007 to 068. So now that I'm here, let me check the time on the correct account. So this is 007. So here under transactions, you can see that there is some transactions are pending here. So this is all from web monetizing, right? And when the incoming payment will be completed, I will get the money, and it will be completed with the amount. And my current rate is, I think, 5 euros per hour, something like 60 cents per hour. Okay, and I can also do like one-time payment of, let's say let's do €1, yeah, this will be also then transferred into my wallet, that I can then spend this money with the actual card. So now if we go back to the actual card, I can do a demo with a card.
He's now looking for the card. Is among the 10,000 cards that he has. He's literally
yeah, I need to find it first. No, just kidding. I have it here. So I have here 15 euros on this card. I don't know my passwords, but yeah. So I will do so. I have here one POS from Revolut, and I will do here a payment of, let's say, that will not be the same. Sorry, of, let's say, 50 cents. 50 cents. I'll do here charge. So it's like this. You can see it, right? Can you see the POS?
Yes.
We can.
Okay, so now this will be first time use. If I do this just through the NFC, it will fail, and it will fail because the chip is not yet activated. So for the first time use, what you need to do is actually you need to put the card into the POS. So it's card, so I put it into the POS, and it will ask me for my PIN number. And my PIN number, as you saw, is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can accept. And now it's checking, and let's hope it works. Demo gods, and it's working.
It's
so
green.
Yeah.
We were literally not breathing, waiting. Good.
No, it's working. I mean, if Alex is using every day, then it's working. And you can see also,
it is.
Okay, yeah. And if you check here, you can also see that it was like 50 cents, and that's it. So now that you
activated
the chip. I don't know how to write this. Okay, it's like this. So now I will do NFC for €1.10. I can just do this, and I don't need PIN, and it's also completed, right? And if you check here under the transactions, it's also here €1.10. So you notice
so fast,
fast. Yeah.
And
so I can't help but notice, as somebody who uses cards from 6 banks, the reason why I use this card more than the other ones is because the transaction shows up instantly. Like, I always know how much money I've spent. With the other cards, it takes some of them, like if I pay on my Amex, it takes me 3 days, 4 days to see the transaction happening. And sometimes I don't check. What can I tell you? I should be a better human. But sometimes I don't check the amount on the POS. I just tap with my card and walk away. And then I go back and think, how much did I actually pay them? Why did I trust this random person half a world away. Maybe they put an extra zero in there. Let me check. And then it takes me like 4 days, and I always forget to check. And later I have surprises. With this one, I can just go into the app and check instantly.
Yeah, but the thing is that what you need to know, and you know, Alex, of course, but when you swipe the card, the money will not go into the merchant account immediately. That will happen only after the clearing comes in. So, like you're paying to a merchant, and the merchant will not get that money, but it can get it the next day, because then the network, like let's say probably Visa and MasterCard, they will generate a clearing file, meaning merchant claimed these transactions. So that means that that on our side, for example, Paywiser needs to pay that amount of money to the schema, and then schema delivers that money to the actual merchants.
This is a good segue into how cards work. So what we do is we send the money on Interledger for the first portion of the transaction. And the reason why you can see it in your Interledger wallet is because it left your Interledger wallet. But after that, it moves from Interledger to the card network. And that's where the slow part of this problem comes in. The Interledger part takes a second. The card part can take up to 3 days to get your money as a business. So one of the things we've been thinking about is, what if you could move the money end-to-end on Interledger? How would a world in which your money moves from the card to the merchant still on Interledger as well? And we've actually started working on this problem. It's still early days, but if you're coming to the next summit in Mexico City, I'm not saying we're going to get it done in time, because we don't know if it can be done in time, but what if there was a chip that had Interledger credentials on it, and a POS that recognized Interledger as a payment method, not just Visa or MasterCard or Amex for that matter, and you could have instant payment to merchant, not just instant payment to the card issuer, and then offloading on the card network. We could make transactions so much faster. And I don't know if we're supposed to tell people about this or not, but I guess we just told people about this.
Surprise!
Yeah.
So normally the banks are not showing that one because the merchant did not claim transaction yet. But what we did, we will show you that transaction immediately, and if reversal comes, we will also show you the reversal, so that the reversal came. So you will see all of the transactions, because like we want to be transparent, because all of this happened, and we want to show you what actually happened.
Yeah, some wallets do not do this transparency. So when you have a reversal transaction, the initial transaction gets deleted from the transaction logs. So it looks like it never happened. You just see more money into your account without knowing where you have more money into your account. And like as a user that this has happened to in the past, it is not a friendly user experience. And I would much prefer to have a plus and a minus that balance each other out than making it look like it never happened.
Yes.
Great. I did saw the question that we had from YouTube about being a real life card or online MPOS. I did reply there. If there are more questions, do ask them. It was just a recap because that person didn't see the beginning of the chat. And we also had on Twitter some questions related which country we cover. When is the new process which we mentioned earlier? No pressure, everyone here, but it seems that people want cards from Interledger. Just saying.
Yeah. So just quick answer on that. I was mentioning euros all the time. Yeah, so the card needs to be in one currency. So currency of this card is euro, because we have license for that. But you can pay like everywhere. So we tested in South Africa, and it worked. So the network provides the rate. They do the exchange, and you will be always be in euro currency. So even if you are from US, from Japan, Singapore, South Africa, in your account, you need to have euros. And that is why we also support euro on production for Interledger cards. You need to have euro, and when you will have euro, you can spend that euro with your card.
Thank you so much for adding the details. I think we went a bit overboard with the time. Thanks so much for everyone being around. That just shows how passionate we are, how happy we are to have this and to showcase it also. Anything else you lovely people want to share?
I do have one question to the guys. I think you have, Joanna, the same question. Do you want your money back or we can buy coffee?
You can buy coffee.
Why even ask? Like, leave it.
No. What happens during the I didn't send everybody who sent me money on stage doing demos. I've never sent the money back. So yes, you can definitely go buy coffee. Honestly.
I will think of you when I drink the coffee.
Same. I also literally went after that day 2-3 times, like, hey, I know you sent me on the demo on stage some money. Do you want the money? I was like, no, it's fine. I was like, okay, I'll ask you later. Like, are you sure? I was like, no. I was like, I'm not asking anymore. You know, I run 021. Don't forget 021.
It's fine.
031.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, this is fun because being short numbers, we keep them in mind. Like, I know you were 10 degrees, and I saw today was out 068. Because I was like, oh, he's missing the 7 that he literally lost.
No, he's using random.
Look, I have, as Alex mentioned in the beginning, I have a lot of power. So I will probably order a new card that will have 007 printed there, and I will tie it into my account.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to be the same card, the same long card number as your original card.
We can, yeah, okay.
Don't kill the dream. Let him do.
But this actually illustrates the fact that you have your payment pointer tied to your account, not tied to the card that you're using. Yes. So the payment pointer is associated with the account. If you lose the card, you don't lose the payment pointer. You can order a new card.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose the original card, and the new card will come with new credentials. Either the same, depending on the card issuer, some of them will send you the same long card number with new expiration date because it's basically the same card with a new token, or you'll get a whole new card associated with your account, but the payment pointer isn't tied to the card, it's tied to the account. What we've done with the payment pointer being on the card is you have this account that now has 2 ways to pay, and we've combined those 2 ways to pay so the information for how you pay are in the same spot. So when even if I forgot my payment pointer, even though 000 is easy to remember, some people weren't lucky enough to get to choose that payment pointer. I could just take my card out of my wallet and look at what my payment pointer is and use it from there.
And also, the physical card, this plastic, is just a visual representation of a virtual card. So I can order exactly the same card. With the same,
can you understand now how hard it is for me and Timea to work with these two? Do you understand?
The same number in the bank. With the same number. So that is possible, Alex. That is possible. If you have like access directly to the API, it's possible.
So basically, for whoever wants new cards in the future, to be continued. Watch this space.
Well, I literally mentioned...
we would like to apologize. We would like to profusely apologize. We will do better, we promise.
No, you tried. No, it's fine. I have zero hopes, but it's fine. But I did mention in the comments exactly this. We don't have it yet out when the new batch will come, but stay tuned. Follow us, keep in touch, and we do announce them and the process to get it through.
Yeah, and
I think, Joanna, one question before we say goodbye to people. Are we going to have another off the ledger this year, or should we say happy holidays to people now?
I think we can say happy holidays.
No, another off the ledger, off the ledger.
Like Christmas edition.
Says Alex, and after that try to find the slot in his calendar to do this.
Exactly.
Can we be honest here? 5 seconds before we started the team, what did you write us, Alex?
So I want to be honest. So this has been in my calendar for a while, but I am in Tampa with the leadership team. We're working at our end of the year planning, and I messaged everyone saying, hey, I'm not going to make the episode. And then Tadej guilt tripped me into joining, and I was like, okay, I'll be here for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I need to drop off. And then everybody came in what you didn't see on the other side of this laptop is everybody came in the office and tried to get me away from off the ledger, and they couldn't get me away from off the ledger. I think they finally gave up, locked the door behind me, and they let me be here. So, Joanna, another episode. We beg of you.
Let's see. If people want, write me or the account Interledger, say yes, we want, and we do a special. We did plan a special one, but I wasn't sure if we can do it. I wear literally holiday earrings for this stream, please. So I do have a ugly sweater that I can use next time to be in the holiday mood. If people want a new episode, we can do it.
Okay, I will tag you.
So Joanna's keeping the special, the Christmas special hostage. People, for the love of God, help me out. Help me out. Go on social media and ask Joanna to let us all see each other again in the holiday spirit.
Before we wrap this up, I would like to say that it was so much fun, and like it was incredible working with a team that had the same vision of what we want to do. Even though we were like up in South Africa for 16 hours working since 9 a.m. until 4 a.m. basically, it was like
no, there was no time zones like, there. It was like all time zones every day, non-stop.
Yeah,
crazy.
And I'm like really proud of like both the GitHub and the ILF/testnet team to put it to like push this through so that we were able. Well, I was able to present this at the summit, but it was an incredible project. Yeah.
I think in one of the very first Off the Ledger episodes, we were very transparent with people that in here we work hard and we play hard. You've seen us playing on Off the Ledger quite a bit and having fun and being a jolly bunch, but sometimes, especially around the summit, everybody pulls together for not necessarily for us, but for the hundreds of people that show up at the summit to have a good experience. And that did mean that while everybody was up at 4, I think Rado slept for a whole week afterwards, and everybody in the engineering team had the week after the summit off to kind of say thank you and compensate for the fact that some of us had late nights in South Africa getting everything delivered. So if you do consider joining us here at Interledger, we're hiring. We're always hiring. Keep in mind the fact that this is not just talk. We walk the walk as well. We'll work hard and then we'll take a break. We'll take a break and play a little.
I just want to say that you mentioned that Rado had like 1 week that he was sleeping. When I came back to Slovenia, normally I put my daughter to sleep and I go with her to the bathroom at let's say 11 p.m. And that night when I came to Slovenia, so I came around like 3 p.m. and I went to sleep at 8. My wife woke me up at 11 to escort my daughter to the bathroom, and I woke up and I was like, "What's wrong? Where are the cards? Who has the cards? Do you have the cards? We need to distribute the cards." And it was. I'm not joking, but I was like,
family.
14 days. I was in South Africa speaking English and talking only about cards. Even with the GitHub team, we were speaking in English. And at one point, we were like, "Why are we speaking English? We are all speaking Slovenian. Let's speak Slovenian." And I was just like, I woke up and I was like, "Where are the cards? Do you have cards? Let's distribute the cards." And she told me this the next day because I don't remember that conversation. And she told me that the next day, and it was so funny. And I was like, I need to mention this.
Oh man, oh well. Trauma. It's called trauma. I'm kidding. But yeah. Okay, so I did share the link for subscribing to our newsletter where we do announce things. We have the community blog where we post more, and already know the social media where this is going live now stream, and where Alex publicly pushed me to accept another episode of the Ledger, or maybe not. We'll see.
Can you also share your social media handles so that we can tag you to do one more episode of the Ledger this year?
Publicly in the call. I think it's fine. Take Interledger. That's Interledger at Interledger. I'm Ioana _CIS. Cheers. I'm not gonna post it here because it wants to be formal, but yes, I'm Ioana _CIS. But tag Interledger, and we will do another one. If I look at Alex how he smiles, he's like, I'm gonna make sure. I see people. And by the way, I said to do Off the Ledger, and who's doing the work now for Off the Ledger? Never propose ideas. Was really fun. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Alex, have a great day ahead. Tadej, Timea, have a good evening. Everyone, have an amazing time today, wherever you are in this world. If you celebrate any holidays this period, do enjoy them, and maybe we'll get back. I still have another outfit for holiday recording if needed. Remember, that's one, yeah. And 021 at the end if you want to send money to anyone. 020. I should have posted that one. Oh, damn it.
In true Romanian fashion, don't just only message Joanna on social media. Incentivize her a little, tip her a little for this theme. She'll be way more into doing another one for the holidays if there's a little money coming her way.
You have the card.
I know I'm gonna go tip her right now a little bit, just so that we make sure we have another off the ledger. But if social media is not your thing and you don't want to post publicly, you can always put a message in the payment description. Just put off the ledger there, and Joanna will know.
Oh, okay. I guess at least I have copies from this podcast. That's good. Okay, so I really had yes.
My message is bribe for special of the ledger episode. Is
it gonna trigger any of the systems that we mentioned earlier about compliance?
Like I've already done my bribe. I forgot to mention it was a bribe. I've made this happen. If you're seeing this off the ledger and you have a wallet account, help us out. Help us convince Joanna to let us see each other again this year.
If you need wallet account, just tell me. I will open all of the accounts just to do another off the ledger episode.
To be honest, I did appreciate when Tadej was like, at some point I was like, oh, I'm not sure if we can adjust it. What? We need to do off the ledger. They are so cool. We need to. I was like, okay, Tadej, I didn't know you're literally checking them. That's good.
Yeah, I was watching it since the first episode. It's nice to be on the opposite side now. So yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Again, thank you so much, everyone. We are on social media. You can find it at Interledger. Do join our Slack community. I'll try to repost. I did mention in some comments now the Slack link. And see you in the next episode then, live. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.